Good afternoon, everybody. Today is February 10th, 2015, and welcome to our live market analysis for the Euro USD. I'm the Chief Analyst, Technical Analyst here at HyperFX Academy, and I'll be walking you through some of the trades that occurred during the US session. Now, one of the basic skills required to scalp the market effectively, as I mentioned in my previous videos, is the ability to identify support and resistance levels. Now, all of these levels are clearly identified using our HyperFX zigzag indicator. All the support levels on the chart are identified with these blue dots, and all the resistance levels are identified with these red dots. Now, what you can do is draw either angled trend lines or horizontal trend lines depending on the position of these dots, and that basic strategy is covered in our workshop. But what I'll do today is just draw out some of the setups that occurred during the US session. So our first trade here would have been this horizontal break on the upside. As you see, this bar closed past this trend line, and that signaled our first entry for the day. So again, a very simple, easy setup that went for, let's see here, 5, 10, 15, 20 pips. And again, if you're trading 10 standard lots, that could potentially be a $2,000 trade. And if you're trading more or less, you can do the math there. It's again a very simple setup and very profitable as well. Our second entry would have been, if you had missed that break, you would have had this opportunity here. You can see that the price action broke this trend line, and we had another buy signal, and that again went for 10 pips. So that again, a very easy entry, and there's nothing to it. Our third entry would have been a break on the downside. If we connected these three dots here, you can clearly see that the price action broke this trend line at this location here, and this one was a great trade. It went for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 pips. At 10 standard lots, that's a $3,500 trade, okay? But if you're trading, one standard lot, that's a $350 trade. So still very powerful and a very nice way to scalp the market. After that, we had an upside break here. And again, that went for 5, 10, 15, 20 pips. Okay. And then we had additional smaller breaks here. The market didn't move much later in the day. You can see there's a lot of consolidation, but you still got a few more signals here later in the day. That got you a few more pips here. And then again, we had a down break here. Right there. And that just went for 5 pips, but after that, later on in the afternoon, we generally scalp the market. I'd say, 8 a.m. at the latest. We stay until maybe 11. So all of this stuff here, you can see why we don't recommend trading in the afternoon, because the market really slows down. We prefer trading the US Open, and that's because you get a lot of this movement, which is essential. You want volatility when you're scalping the market. Again, this is one of our basic strategies that we do cover in our workshop, using the HyperFX zigzag indicator and just using simple breaks. Again, this is a system that'll put you ahead of most of the traders out there. And again, you notice that we don't use any indicators aside from a zigzag, which just identifies support and resistance levels, but we don't use any moving averages or any lagging indicators. The problem with these lagging indicators is they have no way of telling you what's going to happen in the future. So we focus mainly on support and resistance and trend lines, and we find that this is very effective when you combine with Renko charts. Thank you again for joining us this afternoon in our live market analysis for the Euro USD. We'll be joining you again tomorrow afternoon with another recap of what exactly happened during the US session using the Renko bars and combining them with a simple strategy of horizontal and angled trend lines. Till then, thank you and happy trading.